maybe this is a presentation, but or a first question for you. You are now participating in projects here and contributing and making duets or something else, but in which stage are your career now? What do you think about you as a metal singer, as a musician? What do you think about you in your life? In which stage are you in this moment?
Well, you always see things like looking forward. I mean, we are in a difficult situation. Everybody is in a difficult situation right now with the pandemic still going on. And still those shows are not really happening. Also because of the issue in the band, as you know, the statement that we can't do shows at the moment. But for me, speaking for myself as a vocalist, yes, I'm loving to do some projects here and there if I like the music behind it, because I love to sing. And of course, this is also my job. So I have to fill the fridge. I have the pleasure to fill the fridge with the thing I love, with singing, right? And if I like the music, if I like the metal behind it, I'm open to do it. So, and I help the people, and the people also help me, of course. So that's a give and take in the end, right? So yeah, I'm happy, and I'm pleased and blessed that I can do a living out of my passion, music.
Excellent, excellent. Juan.
Excellent, Juan. My next question is easy, I think, but I will know your answer. Primal Fear is a heavy metal band or a power metal band?
For me, it's the same. Yeah, power. You might call it power metal. I grew up in the 80s. I grew up, of course, earlier, but I grew up as a metal kid. I grew up in the 80s, so there was not that labeling, and this is power metal, black metal, death metal, metal. For me, as soon as there's distorted guitars and powerful vocals, no matter if it's growled or if it's screamed, it's heavy metal, right? So maybe people say we might be a power metal band, but in the basics and the genre is heavy metal, of course.
Yeah, you have created a unique sound in the metal music, but I think your sound is a little stronger than the power metal, melodic and symphonic.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's a perception of myself, but I think Primal Fear is a powerful band, and
yes, of course,
when you play live,
yeah,
you destroy the stage, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's the heavy metal guitars, pounding drums, screaming vocals. That's what we love, right?
And Ralf, what do you tell me about South American fans?
South American bands or fans? Fans. Totally crazy in a positive way. They're heavy metal maniacs, and the loudest in the world we ever had were in South America, Argentina, Chile, Santiago de Chile, Uruguay, Colombia, everywhere they scream like crazy. They know the lyrics, they shout it louder than the vocalist can sing.
Yeah.
so this is positive. It's great. It's heavy metal with positive heavy metal maniacs.
Absolutely, man. And another question referred this Juan is talking about. Do you have any story or any? Do you remember something special about being here in South America in a concert or walking in the streets?
Yeah, being there is special, basically, in common. So already being in South America is special. So this is always a great experience. And of course, it's also a little bit of stress for us as a band, as we're traveling, having shows, and then we can't catch so much sleep because the next plane will, the pickup to the airport might be 4 a.m. after arriving at 2 a.m. So that's a little bit of a hustle for the band always, but in the end, it's all worth it because, like I said, the positive experience with the fans. And I mean, of course, I remember playing the Monsters of Rock in Sao Paulo the last time. There was a great impression, and it's always a great impression to be at the Teatro de Flores in Buenos Aires. And I remember being in Colombia singing the Colombian anthem, and the people went crazy. So this is pretty much what you remember from those shows. And like I said, it's always coming back to the fans again, because I consider this as a big family, and we're somehow sitting in the same boat, rowing in the same direction. And this is just, it's great.
Yeah, and
okay, Ralf.
we wait. Yeah, we wait for you again here in
yes.
In
I
our
hope
countries.
Times will change soon again, because crazy times.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
everything is going on normally. From now, we hope to the normal life came to life again, right? And
Well, let's hope.
yeah. Gordo, ¿tenés alguna pregunta especial? ¿Algo?
Yeah, Ralf. We know the band have any problems. My question is, how is Primal Fear on this present?
We are very creative. We are writing. So it's very, very much songwriting right now. And of course, we are on hold, but everything will be fine. So we are loyal people waiting for everybody in the band, because we are also good friends, and that's the good part. So we are writing. So that's the positive thing about it. So we are really somehow waiting for 2022 to come, what will happen then, starting with summer festivals maybe, and then we will see what's happening. Okay. So it's a little bit too early to talk about it, because we still know how the process is. But in the end, we will be back on stage. That's promised.
Right. Excellent.
Yeah.
Ralf, you are a man in shape, okay? But I think your voice is in shape too, because you have an awesome range. When you started to sing, when you started to what was your first approach to metal in your life, when you was a teenager, when you was a kid? What was your first approach, you remember?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it started before the new wave of British heavy metal came up. I already sung along with Sweet, Bay City Rollers. You can't even mention it, but that's what I did. And of course, Slade and everything were known in Germany before the British bands came up. And of course, Scorpions, also that's a German name, and then except the German bands were there as well. But basically that was the time when I was 16, 17, when the new wave of British heavy metal, which I also include Accept and Scorpions, was rising. And this really grabbed me, this kind of music, the energy, the rhythm, the heavy guitar riffing, the vocals. It really was something special. So and that's why I'm still addicted, and might be addicted until I die.
Yeah, true. Gordo?
Yeah, Ralf. What do you tell me about the last album, Metal Commando, and the last single, I Will Be Gone, with Tarja?
Yes, I mean, the last album speaks for itself. I think it's the best effort so far, as The Last Baby is always the one you remember most. But like I said, as musicians, we always think one step further for us, when an album is recorded and released, it's already old. So we are somehow really looking forward to create new stuff. But talking about the last album, of course, Metal Commando we never had the chance to tour with it. We never had the chance to play live, and that's a bummer. But in the end, we will do it, and we look forward to somehow produce those songs live, and then we see how the reaction will be. So, and about the single with Chaya, this is just a special event for the people for the fans of Primal Fear. We were looking for something to overcome a little bit the difficult times of the pandemic. So we agreed with the record label to do a little bit of a special, a little bit of an extra. And of course, we wanted to have an extra guest, which Taya definitely is. So we were happy to have her on board with a beautiful song, with her beautiful voice. And that's what we did. And we're really happy that we could do that in the time, right? It wasn't so easy to shoot the video because there were restrictions, as you know. And in the end, we were happy that we had the black and white video in the end, which is also looking great. And I think it's a great little thing for the fan and a little bit of a present.
Yeah, excellent. Ralf, who think about the names, the album names? Who think about Metal Commando, Apocalypse, Seven Seals? Who
that's
in the band?
Yeah, that's a team decision. I mean, Matt is always the kind of person who's giving the hints and the suggestions, and we're discussing it. And basically, he's always got the name on spot, right? So, but Metal Commando, they called us in South Germany. Oh, the Metal Commando's here when we were rehearsing and went to the pub later having some drinks. Oh, the Metal Commando's here, and that's why we thought, yeah, it's a good name for an album. So that's how that name came up in the end, from the history of our first days of rehearsing together.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah,
Ralf, I talked to you about the old song, Black Sabbath song, is Die On. Is for me is the Primal Fear cover is one of the best cover I was listening.
thank you.
No, it's a great cover. What is your experience about this song?
It's a long time ago, man. So, you know, I mean, yeah, I mean, doing those covers is always paying tribute to the people like Ronnie James Dio and like the gods in heaven. And also we did the Iron Maiden cover, as you know. We did many covers. It's only a tribute to the phase. We were talking about that before, where we grew up with. I mean, those heavy metal stars got us into somehow a genre we love so much, and that's how we pay tribute to it. And there was a time when many record labels were asking for those collections of doing covers of songs, right? So we were in the boat because we always loved this kind of music, and it was a pleasure to play it in the studio. We had quite a lot of fun. So in the end, it was easy going for us to release it. So, and yeah, I think I totally agree. It was a nice version of the song, and we still love it.
For my part, congratulations. It's a great cover.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
Muchas gracias.
Yeah, Ralf, you are talking about old songs. It's Seven Seals, one of the best metal ballads of all time. For me, is.
Yeah, if you consider this as a ballad, then yes, I agree. Seven Seals is a great song.
Yeah,
but it's one of the babies out of our pool of songs we are still loving a lot. That's why we play live. And yeah, I totally agree. It's a great hook line. It's a great rhythm. It's great guitar playing. So yes, it's one of our bests. Absolutely, I totally agree.
Thank you for that. And
you have, Ralf, a long career with the past of years. Do you have any dream pending?
My dream is to do this as long as I die. So that's my dream, because I'm living the dream, like I said before. I'm blessed to live the dream. So you still are very blessed to do this as a living. And I didn't do it all the time as a living. I had a job before, and I was doing it parallel. In the times of Gamma Ray, I was still doing my job, and in the beginning of Primal Fear as well. So I'm really blessed to do this now as my major job, as a job as a self-employee. So my dream is, of course, to do it as long as possible. And my dream is it now you can really say to be back on stage, because it's not so easy. Like I said before, it's not so easy anymore, but never give up. We're always positive people, positive mindset, and we will be back. So that's my dream, that we can continue this, you know.
Yeah, for metal we live, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ralf, how was the experience playing on stage with another machine like Achilles Priester?
Oh, that's just amazing. He's out of this world when it comes to drumming, of course, and a nice guy, absolutely nice guy. So it was all over the place, drums everywhere. So
Yeah,
that's great. I remember it's great, you know.
Yeah.
So I can only say good things about him. I mean, his quality speaks for itself. I mean, look at what he does and what he's always producing and recording. He's a perfectionist, and that's just great what he does. And once again, I always see the person behind it as well. And is one of the nicest persons I've ever met.
Excellent, great. How is Matt? Matt is okay. He's healthy now, or he's passing
it's
out?
on a good. Everything is on a good way.
Okay, that's a good news.
Yeah.
Do you speak Spanish a little? You.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Very little, very little. So I did this cover from Heroes de Silencio.
Yeah.
Entre dos tierras, and you know, of course, you read it from the sheet, and if you are going away for many days and months now, it's not so easy anymore. But I can say little things like la próxima canción, whatever, just a little bit. And whenever you're back in Spain, you remember the words. Like, yeah, it's a great language. I like it because as a singer, I'm very interested in languages anyway. So I learned a little bit of Greek, and I'm very interested in languages because it's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's always interesting that it comes back a little bit to Latin. If you got Latin words, it's really similar here and there. And so it's easier to remember if you know Latin a little bit.
Yeah, but it's curious that we prefer metal in English than
yes,
in
it's
Spanish.
international speaking, but also Spanish is international. I know, because South American people, Spanish people, it's all over the world. But in the end, it came to English because everybody somehow, if there's a common language, it's pretty much English. Yes.
Matt, Ralf, sorry, we can expect another album from Primal Fear next year, maybe.
I don't know next year, but because if we are going back to play live, but we are collecting like crazy, so our hard disks are swelling up. And then we team together and discuss things and see what happens. So basically, I think yes, that we might record next year.
Excellent.
And maybe also release next year, but it's way too early to talk about that.
Okay, true. Ralf, we appreciate so much your time with us.
Thanks for having me.
With all of our fans or followers and friends from La Mesa del Metal.
Well, guys, I mean, it's always metal people are the most patient people in the world. And the entire family of heavy metal people is so positive and so nice that I can only say we will overcome everything. We will overcome all this shit what's happening right now. So stay positive in the end of mindsetting. I can only repeat myself. And I'm sure we'll meet each other again. And I'm happy that you guys are supporting Primal Fear, supporting the entire genre of heavy metal. Thanks for everything. And we will see each other again. Well, and yeah, to you guys, once again, thank you for having me.
Thank
okay?
you. Thank you.